Welcome back, everyone, to Global War 1936 and Operation Underworld. This time around, we're doing turn number 6 for the common turn. So let's start out here with the CCP. Should be a pretty action-packed turn here. We got a couple of things to do here. CCP, not a whole lot going on for them, though. They have 4 IPP to spend. They're going to spend 3 of it and buy an infantry and save $1 for next turn. Previewing the Russians, they are going to spend $3 and buy a cavalry. That'll go in Stalingrad. They're going to upgrade a medium factory in Novosibirsk to a major factory. And then we are going to spend $4 and Lend-Lease Republican Spain and artillery. And then for our tech rolls, we're going to go for improved factories and strategic rockets for sure. However, we do get an income increase this turn, and if we roll a 2 or higher, then we will be able to add 3 more techs to the board, and we'll have to decide which ones we want to do if we are successful. So let's come over here to the dice tower and do that income increase roll. This is the last D6 roll that we get. And then we move on to D12 die for the income increase after that. And we get a 3. So that will move us up to 16. So we're going to be able to conduct 3 more research. And let's come over to the technology board here and see what we want to add to the board. Okay, so I'm thinking we add advanced artillery. Of course, long-range aircraft is always really good. Improved logistics is pretty good too for the Russians. Yeah, let's try improved logistics. One more. Could go with heavy armor. Let's copy everyone else and go long-range aircraft. It is a really good tech. All right, so artillery, long-range aircraft, and then improved logistics. Pick out some dice here. Okay. So artillery will be this green die, and that's at a 7. The black die is going to be improved factories. The red die, strategic rockets. Long-range aircraft will be this blue-green die, and then the red-green die will be improved logistics, and that's going to be at an 8 or higher. All right, we got everything organized here. Let's roll them and see what all we get. All right, we definitely got 2 fails here. That's artillery and rockets. It's a bummer. I really wanted rockets. But we hit on these other... no, we don't hit. We don't hit on long-range aircraft. But we do get logistics, and we get improved factories. So let's advance those to stage 1. All right. Kind of getting ahead of myself here. Let's backtrack here to the CCP. Like I said, not really much going on here. The Japanese are building up their forces in northeast China. So I think what we're going to do is retreat everyone in Xinxi all the way back to Qinghai. I don't want to, but I believe we're going to have to. Need to consolidate our forces, because I think with their air force being supporting all of these guys, they would definitely be able to take out Xinxi. So we're going to move all of these guys over, and then we will chip out. So we have 4 cavalry and a buttload of infantry. Let's see, that's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's going to be 13 infantry. All right. And then we purchased another infantry, so we're going to place him down into Qinghai as well. So I need to grab another chip. I think that puts us at 14 infantry. All right. And I like our numbers. I just don't. With Japan can just project more power than we can right now, so we're definitely better on the defensive, and we might, we could do some damage in defending Xinxi, but I think at the end Japan would likely win that, and we just can't afford to sacrifice units. We just need to keep stacking units and then wait for the opportune time to counterattack. And so I think that's going to be the strategy, kind of play for the long game. Okay, we have a recruitment roll to do. And that's going to be at a 3 or less. And then we will call it a turn for the CCP. Oh, we almost hit. It's more on the 7 than it is the 3, so we'll say it's a 7. That's a fail. And then the CCP, they will collect 2 IPP for next turn, giving them 3 to spend, because we saved $1. All right. Now on to the Soviets. Let's do Republican Spain. So I've been debating on what to do here. We have some options, obviously. I don't think the play is to go into Basque Country. I think if we were going to attack, it would either be Western Andalusia. Just because they have 1 less unit there, or Galicia and Leon. And Galicia and Leon, why I was considering that is because it's of a lot more strategic importance, because that's where they receive Lend-Lease from. And so if we take that over, then we can cut them off. However, that's less forces then for the next turn to defend Madrid and Catalonia. So The question becomes, how many forces do we need to send into Galicia and Leon to realistically be able to capture it? His infantry defends at a 4, the artillery defends at a 3, the cavalry defends at a 2, and the fighter defends at a 6. You know, we got a buttload of infantry, but they all will only attack at a 1. So, and there's no way we can send all of the infantry into there, because that just leaves Madrid wide open. And that's also pulling potential defenders away from Catalonia, which Catalonia for us, I would argue, is more of strategic importance than Madrid, because Catalonia has an airfield and it has a major port where we can receive Lend-Lease. And really that's our lifeline, is to be able to receive Lend-Lease, and also, of course, hitting our recruitment rolls helps out a lot as well. But so I think it would be more of a strategic blunder to lose Catalonia than to lose Madrid. You know, I mean, it's a gamble, because if we take Galicia and Leon, then we you know, they lose a very strategic territory. But then we also stand to lose Catalonia. And honestly, I would rather keep Catalonia than take Galicia and Leon. And then if we fail taking Galicia and Leon, then we just basically F ourselves. So, depending on how many units we lose. So, which I would guess we would probably most realistically lose 1 to 2 units if we were to attack in the first round. And then how many casualties would we inflict on them? You got to think, you know, I mean, we roll a 6 with a fighter that goes up against his fighter, but he also defends at a 6. So it's kind of 50-50 on who loses their fighter. We could elect to lose the bomber instead of our fighter, which is nice. We kind of have that as a safety net. But then you have the ground forces too, so you can't count on the cavalry to hit on the first turn, because he only rolls at a 2. That's less than a 20% chance of hitting. So, and you got to think, with all the dice that we get to roll for all the infantry that are only attacking at a 1, I mean, our odds of just rolling 1-1 is, you know, it's not great. Especially considering that if we were to attack, I'm not sending all 7 infantry in there. So, and even with 7 infantry, your odds of hitting a 1 are still, I think, statistically, I mean, it's decent, but it's not like great. So, so yeah, I think the play here is to, you know, kind of like in China, we're kind of playing the long game, and we don't want to make any fatal errors this early in the game. That would just be a disaster. So we want to give ourselves the best chance possible to be able to win the Spanish Civil War late in the game and take that strategic objective. And we don't want to basically ruin our chances of that, and guaranteeing that the nationalist will ultimately be able to get that strategic objective early in the game. So I think what we're going to do is retreat all of our forces to Catalonia. Very safe move, but I think given the strategy that we are planning on playing the long game, I think it's probably the correct move. So this guy in Eastern Andalusia will move up to Catalonia. The only thing I don't like about this is that this is going to give a higher recruitment roll for nationalist Spain, and will reduce ours. So, but we are going to move all these guys back. And that will be it for them. Okay. And I'll chip out those guys off camera. All right, let's move on to the Soviet Union. We've already done our tech rolls. While we are over here at the dice tower, or close to it, let's go ahead and do our 2 recruitment rolls for Mongolia and Republican Spain. So Republican Spain is at a 6. That's a fail at 11. Mongolia is at a 4. And that is also a fail. Okay. So we do have some combat moves here. We didn't roll high enough to get to our wartime income, so we can't declare war on any other nation except for what is allowed by the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, which is Eastern Poland and the Viipuri province in Finland. So those are the combat moves we're going to make. We are 3 IPP away from being able to declare war on anyone else. Okay. So we will move we're going to move 4 infantry and 3 artillery into Viipuri province and start the war in Finland. They will be supported by a fighter and a tactical bomber from Leningrad. 1 infantry is going to come into Estonia. We will annex that. And another infantry will come into Latvia and annex that. And the rule for the Baltic states here, these militia get removed, so they do not become Russian. And then we're actually going to send a light tank, take over Polachia for free, no contest, and then move him into Lithuania and annex Lithuania. All right. And I need to get some roundels here to mark off the provinces that we take. Okay, so provinces that we annex, we are allowed to take to receive the IAPP value from them. However, any provinces that we take by force that are captured, we are not allowed to receive the IPP value from them until we reach an income level of 46, I think it is. So we have to wait for that. So that will include East Poland, and will also include, if Viipuri province is worth anything, it includes that, but it includes anything in Finland. All right, we also annex Bessarabia, so we will move an infantry down there and take that. And the Romanian troop that's there is automatically removed. Okay. So we will gain, let me chip this guy out here. So now we have 3 infantry that are attacking East Poland. along with a light armor and 2 motorized. And then these other guys will come into down here and attack. All right, so our income will get boosted up by 2 for Bessarabia and Lithuania. So let's go ahead and move that up. So now we are 1 shy of our wartime income as the thunder roars outside. Okay, so let's resolve some battles here. Come back over here to the dice tower. All right, let's roll for East Poland first. We have 3 infantry, 2 motorized, and a light armor. So we're going to have 5 attacking at 2. No hits there. And then we have 1 light armor at a 3. Oops, at a 3. And that's a miss, not a single hit. All right, and then he defends militia at a 2. That's a miss. And then infantry at a 4, and that's a miss. Let's go on to round 2. So we have 5 attacking at a 2. All misses again. And then we have a light armor at a 3. And that's a miss with a 5. He defends militia at a 2. That's a miss. Infantry at a 4. And that's a miss. On to round 3. 5 at a 2. Oh, we finally get a hit. And then our light armor is at a 3. And that's a miss. Okay, he defends militia at a 2. That's a miss. And infantry at a 4. And he gets a hit as well. So he will lose the militia, and we will lose an infantry. All right, on to round 4. We have 4 at a 2. No hits. We have 1 at a 3. Another miss, and he has 1 at a 4. And he misses. All right. Do it over again. We have 4 at a 2. All misses. And then we have 1 at a 3. Another miss. He's got 1 at a 4 defending. And that's another miss. We keep going. 4 to 2. Ah, come on, guys. 1 at a 3. There's our hit. And he's got a defender at a 4. And he misses. Thank goodness. I can't believe we only lost 1 guy out of all that. It's a minor miracle. Okay. So we do take East Poland. We do not receive the income from that, however. We're actually just 1 shy now of being able to... Actually, no, never mind. That's wartime income. I got confused there. Okay, so the next battle is going to be... what territory is this? It's the one that's just above East Poland. Lubelski. So he's got 2 militia defending. We have 3 infantry and 2 motorized. So we have 5 at 2. Oh, we get a hit. Nice. And then he's got 2 defenders at a 2. And both of those miss. So he will lose a militia. We have 5 at 2. And there's our final hit. And then he has 1 at 2. And he misses with a 12. So we take over Lubelski with no casualties. And I'm going to need to get another roundel out. All right, so all in all, not terrible. I think... Oh, we still got Vipuri province to do. So far, we've only lost 1 infantry. I think the Germans only lost 1 infantry in their attack on West Poland, so... All right, so Vipuri province, we have 4 infantry, 3 artillery. So the 3 artillery will have a first strike. There's no terrain modifiers, so the artillery will be at a 3 or less. And they're all misses. And then all of the three of the infantry are paired with the artillery, so they're boosted to a 3. So we get 3 at 3. All misses, and then we get 1 infantry at a 2. That's a miss. Then we get a fighter at a 6. That's a hit. And then a tactical bomber at a 7. Target select of a 3. We do get a target select. All right. And then defending, he has 3 infantry at a 4. And all of them are misses, an 8, 9, and 12. All right, target select doesn't matter. He loses 2 infantry, and he only has 1 infantry remaining. All right. So now we have 3 artillery and 3 infantry. That will be at a 3. And there's our hit. We actually get 2 hits. Only needed 1, though. And he's got 1 defender at a 4. And he misses with an 11. All right, so we take Vipuri province with no casualties. I've already got a roundel over there, so I'll flip it over. He loses the infantry, and the fortification that borders Leningrad also gets taken out. It gets dismantled. All right, so let's move these planes back to Leningrad. I just realized I had an extra motorized up there in northern Belarusia that I could have used. But we didn't lose anybody in the attack, in the assault on Lubeski, so I don't think it would have really mattered. All right, so we don't collect any income from Vipuri province. Hopefully next turn, when we start rolling for income increase with a D12 die, we'll be able to reach our wartime income. Actually, it's pretty much guaranteed because all we need is a 1. So next turn we should be able to push deeper into Finland and hopefully eventually take over Helsinki and complete the strategic objective of the Winter War. Okay, we've added our extra income, so we're at 18 now for our annexations. Let's see if there's any other non-combat moves that we want to do. Let's take this motorized that we didn't use and bring him down to Oral Kursk. This artillery is going to rail up to Kola. And I think that's going to be all. And I think I've changed my mind on my purchase of my cavalry. Instead, I'm going to use International Red Aid and spend $2 upgrading that militia to an infantry for the CCP. And then we'll save $1 for next turn. So let's go ahead and change that out. I completely forgot about that. let's put that on the board. And then the heavy factory goes over here. And then our Lend-Lease to Republican Spain. All right, we will collect 18 bucks and have 19 for next turn. And that will do it for the common turn. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Next up will be Japan. And until then, take it easy. Bye for now.